the ladies situation, and is he coming after you again because he already fucking said, "Hey, man,
We definitely did that weekend.
He tried to show up where you were.
Well, he threatened me and called me and stuff, but I tell my ex-wife that I want to work through things and cut off contact with the affair partner.
And how would you do that if you're employed together? So are you quitting a job? Is she quitting a job? Or how does that work?
I don't.
You didn't
that
even,
didn't.
You're like, whatever. I'm
Like,
just
it
going to do
doesn't
whatever
matter
the
if I have to work from home for the next show. Like, I always felt this like pressure to post and to show, the more like rosy side of my relationship and family. And it over time it became just really exhausting and kind of made it further and further away from like the truth of what was happening in my life and in my relationship. And I think that like disconnect really was something that was hard for me to deal with.
And what was really happening?
I mean, it was not as perfect as show it on Instagram. I don't think anyone's relationship.
No. Everybody thought this story was finally over. The internet moved on, the outrage cooled down, and Ned Fulmer slowly disappeared from the spotlight after one of the biggest YouTube scandals in years. But now, out of nowhere, he's bringing it all back again. And this time, he's revealing details that honestly make the entire situation look even messier than before. What shocked people the most wasn't just what he admitted, it was how casually he admitted it. Fans expected him to avoid the scandal forever. Instead, he keeps reopening it in interviews, podcasts, and long conversations where every new explanation somehow creates even more backlash. And after his latest appearance, viewers are starting to ask a serious question. Why does he keep doing this to himself? For years, Ned built his entire online identity around being the wife guy of the Try Guys. While the others had different personalities and gimmicks, Ned leaned heavily into being the wholesome husband and family man. It became his brand. His marriage was part of the content. His relationship was everywhere. Fans genuinely believed he represented stability in a space filled with chaos and drama. That's why the scandal hit so differently. When photos surfaced showing Ned with a coworker, the internet exploded instantly. It wasn't just cheating allegations. The situation became much bigger because the woman involved was reportedly an employee connected to the company. Suddenly, fans weren't just disappointed. They were questioning the entire image he spent years selling online. And overnight, everything collapsed. Sponsors vanished. His reputation crashed. The Try Guys publicly removed him from the company. Clips were edited, videos disappeared. It was one of the fastest public downfalls YouTube had seen in years. Most creators would probably disappear after something like that. But Ned didn't. That's the part people still can't understand. Instead of avoiding the topic forever, he keeps revisiting it over and over again. Every few months, another interview appears, another explanation, another attempt to unpack what happened. And according to a lot of viewers, every new interview somehow makes the situation worse instead of better. Recently, he appeared on comedian Ryan Sickler's podcast and went into more detail than ever before. The conversation quickly spread online because people couldn't believe how openly he talked about the scandal. Some viewers even joked that he must secretly enjoy public humiliation because no one understands why he keeps reliving the worst moment of his career. But then came the revelation that completely stunned people. During the interview, Ned admitted that the affair had apparently been discovered very early on by Alex's fiancée. According to him, the fiancée found suspicious things on her phone and confronted them almost immediately after the relationship began. For many viewers, this changed everything, because it meant there was a clear moment where the situation could have stopped before it spiraled into total disaster. Ned admitted that after getting caught, the relationship paused for a while. But eventually, they secretly started seeing each other again. That detail hit the internet hard. People online reacted by saying the scandal suddenly looked even more reckless because there were multiple opportunities to walk away. Instead, the situation continued for months behind the scenes while everything publicly looked normal. And then another uncomfortable detail surfaced. Ned explained that many of these meetups allegedly happened during work trips that instantly reignited criticism about the workplace dynamic involved. Fans were already disturbed by the idea of a boss having a relationship with an employee, but hearing how long it allegedly continued made the backlash even stronger. Because this wasn't just viewed as a private relationship mistake anymore. It became a conversation about power dynamics, professionalism, and whether boundaries inside the company had completely broken down long before the scandal became public. And somehow, the next revelation made people even more confused. Ned admitted that when the scandal first exploded, he didn't think he would actually lose his position at the company. According to him, he believed there might still be a way to continue working there, even if he had to work remotely. That comment genuinely shocked viewers. A lot of people online couldn't believe he failed to understand how serious the situation was. Critics argued that the company had no choice but to separate from him immediately because the public backlash was already becoming impossible to contain. But others thought the comment revealed something deeper. Some viewers believe Ned spent years inside an environment where fame insulated him from consequences. From their perspective, he genuinely didn't think the rules applied to him the same way they applied to everyone else. Whether that's true or not, the damage was already done. And behind the scenes, rumors started spreading that tensions within the Try Guys may have existed even before the scandal became public. Fans began rewatching old videos differently. Small interactions suddenly looked awkward in hindsight. Internet detectives searched for moments where the group seemed disconnected or frustrated. Some people became convinced the friendship dynamic had already started breaking down long before viewers noticed. Then came another layer to the story involving Ariel. Throughout the fallout, Ariel Fulmer stayed far quieter than Ned did. While he continued discussing the scandal publicly, Ariel mostly stepped away from the spotlight. That contrast became impossible for viewers to ignore. In the latest interview, Ned Gust is apologizing to Ariel's parents during a family trip after everything happened. He claimed they accepted his apology and supported the work they were doing to rebuild family life. But viewers immediately pointed out something uncomfortable. Earlier podcast episodes suggested Ariel herself had not fully forgiven him. So when Ned talked about the family moving forward, audiences questioned whether he was trying too hard to frame the situation as healed and resolved. And then came what might have been the most controversial part of all. Ned began explaining why he thinks the affair happened in the first place. According to him, he felt trapped by the image he created online. He described pressure from constantly presenting a perfect relationship and perfect family life on social media. He claimed that over time, the gap between reality and the image became emotionally exhausting. But the internet did not react well to that explanation. A lot of viewers felt he was dangerously close to turning himself into the victim of the story. Critics argued that millions of people feel pressure in relationships or careers without destroying their lives through secret affairs. And then he added another comment that sparked immediate backlash. Ned said he convinced himself at the time that what he was doing wasn't that bad because of conversations he and Ariel had previously had about boundaries in their relationship. He admitted he was basically lying to himself and rationalizing the situation internally. Online reactions were brutal. People argued that his own explanation didn't even make sense because if he truly believed everything was acceptable, there wouldn't have been secrecy, hiding messages, or stopping temporarily after getting caught by Alex's fiancé. That contradiction became one of the biggest talking points online. And honestly, this is why every interview creates another wave of backlash. The more Ned explains, the more viewers feel like he accidentally reveals new details that make the situation look worse. Instead of sounding reflective, many people think he sounds disconnected from how serious the scandal actually was. At the same time, others argue something completely different. Some viewers think he's desperately trying to regain control of his public image because the scandal permanently rewrote his identity online. No matter what content he posts now, people immediately connect him back to the cheating controversy. In a strange way, he may feel trapped discussing it because it's the only thing the internet still wants from him. And honestly, that might be the darkest part of the entire story. Years ago, Ned carefully built an online character around being the ideal husband and family man. But after one scandal, the internet flipped that image upside down completely. Now every appearance, every podcast, and every interview gets filtered through that one mistake. And the craziest part? He may never fully escape it because he keeps reopening the conversation himself. At this point, people are split right down the middle. Some think he deserves credit for facing the backlash directly instead of hiding forever. Others think every new explanation just proves he still doesn't fully understand why audiences were so disturbed by what happened. But one thing is undeniable. Every time Ned talks about the scandal again, the internet pays attention all over again. And now people are left wondering whether these interviews are actually helping him rebuild his reputation, or slowly destroying what little is left of it.